Welcome to the Juggling the Chaos of Recovery podcast, where we focus on health and wellness and overcoming all types of addictions. You're in the right place if you're a mom, dad, sibling, or caregiver who has a loved one who is or was struggling with an eating disorder or any other kind of addiction. In a time where everything seems heavy, I'm here to bring you a very real, yet lighthearted take on what the heck we're all supposed to do with our lives while we care for our loved ones who are struggling. One thing holds true throughout it all. You can't juggle the chaos without smiling. At least a little bit. Well, welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm your host, Moira Gorski. Thank you for coming back. So, happy Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving? This is coming to you right after the day after Thanksgiving, and I'm recording this right before Thanksgiving. So, want to wish all of you listeners a happy Thanksgiving. Hope you had a great time with your family and friends, whatever you did. And I just wanted to take some time to talk about this season of being thankful and being grateful. You know, we have, as you know, I have a wellness business with Shaklee, and I've been involved with that for 21 years. And recently they introduced us to a gal named Danelle Delgado. Look her up. She is an awesome gal. She is a mother who basically had lots of struggles, single mom, a couple of kids, and she found her way to great success in network marketing, direct selling. And she has gone on to coach others in that space as well. But her big message, you know, they had said to us, oh, we're going to do some training. We're going to have her come and do some training. She was one of the speakers, the featured speaker at our global conference in September. And as a result of that, they have set up some training with her, with us, with the field. So we thought, well, that's great. We're going to learn all her systems and how she's successful and all of that. And we're all excited about it. But, you know, the first day that we tuned into the training, what she talked about was her morning routine and how she had created a journal. And not that it was all about the journal, but what she encourages us to do in the journal. She said, you know, you can peel out a piece of paper. You don't have to buy my journal. But there are 4 G's that she starts with every day. And the first one is gratitude. And that's what I want to talk about today, because as we've learned from her, and I've become so aware, you know, there's something to be said for sure about gratitude. You know, starting your day, you've heard me talk on this podcast before about my morning routine and how when I start out with a morning routine of meditation and journaling and reading and prayer and quiet time, my day goes so much better. And there continues to be so much truth to that. And that's what she talks about with her journal. And one thing that really struck me, because I tell people that it's good to be consistent, you know, try to have your morning routine almost every morning. And that's good, which it still is good. But what she's challenged us to do is to not just only be consistent, but to do it daily. And I've challenged myself, and I've committed to that I am going to fill out this journal on a daily basis. And some days, you know, I went away this weekend and I brought it with me, and I found time to do that. And, you know, she quotes in here, she says, sometimes it's a ticket to mediocrity. Results will only come from always. That's Danelle Delgado. So I just thought that, again, really interesting, is challenging me. And what I'm finding is when I do sit down every day, and what she says is to do 10 acts of gratitude. You know, write down 10 things that you're grateful for. And, you know, I usually would write down like 5 things I was grateful for. And so sometimes 10 can be a challenge. And I want to share with you today what my top 10 were as I sat down after I came home from working out today and sat down and did my 10 gratitudes. I want to share that with you today and encourage you to think about this practice yourself. And again, you don't have to choose her journal, although it's a really wonderful one and it is a commitment to a year of journaling. But it's called I Choose Joy from Danelle Delgado. I'll put the link in the podcast notes. And or perhaps pick up my journal. You know that I've created a journal, and you can use that journal and use those pages to write down your your 10 gratitudes every day. But I do encourage you to think about starting some type of gratitude practice, because it really can change your life. Even if it's forcing it to, like, I don't know what to say, find something to be grateful for, because it shifts your mindset into that positiveness. And again, being grateful and looking at the good instead of complaining about everything that's wrong. Again, challenging yourself to be consistent, and consistent meaning daily. And it doesn't have to take a lot of time. As I shared at my book signing here locally a couple of weeks ago, sometimes my morning routine is like 5-10 minutes. Sometimes it's over an hour. It just depends on how much time I have and how much time I want to put into that. So it doesn't have to take time, but the importance is to make sure that you are doing it. So my top 10s for today, my gratitudes at this time of year. The first one is all of you listeners for this podcast. We are coming up. I am coming up to almost 2 years that I have been podcasting, and I'm really proud of myself. But most of all, I am so thankful for you. The people that have come my way as a result of this, it's incredible. And there's no coincidence at all to these people that have been led to me and people that I have been led to. It brings me so much joy to connect with these and to continue to share my mission of making sure that no one feels like they're alone in this world of struggle. When there are people around you that are struggling, and that we're not alone, and that there always is hope, and the fact that there is power in sharing our stories. And I continue to hear from all of you listeners how this is blessing you and how you're passing this on to someone else, and you're sending a guest my way. I am so, so grateful for all of you. I don't want to say that I didn't think that I would succeed. I knew that I made a commitment to a year of doing a podcast, and now we're almost to 2 years and 130 episodes, and it has been a blast, and it has been so wonderful. And so thank you everyone for listening and for coming back and for sharing and telling me the blessing that this is in your life. It means a lot to me. Number 2, my family. I have 4 children, a wonderful husband, and we are getting to the stage of empty nesters. In a couple of weeks, our youngest son will go off to the Air Force, and our house will be empty, except for my husband and I and our 2 dogs. And, our kids are going to be scattered across the United States, and I'm so, so thankful for my family. It has been a wonderful journey, and ups and downs and challenges with all of us, and yet I really feel blessed that I have a family. One son is coming in today. The other one's coming in tomorrow with her fiance. I'm so excited to be with them, for them to be with us at Thanksgiving. And so I'm just so thankful that I call myself a mom, as well as a business owner, entrepreneur, podcaster, ballroom dancer. But first and foremost, I am a mom. Number 3, I'm certainly very, very thankful for my health in this crazy time where there's just so much going on. And I am so thankful that as a 58-year-old, I am healthy. Just got back from a boxing class that I take at 6:30 on Tuesday mornings. I'm just so thankful for my health, and that knowing that the things that I'm choosing to do every day is really making a difference in helping me feel great, feel energized, sleep well, look good, and just be able to fight off all of that stuff that's around me. And again, as you know, on this podcast, you hear it's not all peaches and cream. And yet those foundational things that I have continued to do over the last 20 years is making a difference. And